Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian. In today's video, you would never guess who inboxed me last night. She was beautiful, she's an African-American woman, and yeah, she just slid into my Instagram DMs, and now, well, I'm petrified. Now, why am I petrified, you may ask? Well, because the woman who DM'd me didn't really have a lot of nice things to say about me because of one of the videos that I had made only a few days ago. A few days ago I made a video about Phoenix Rain. I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't supposed to be offensive or anything like that, but I made a video anyway, and I simply questioned the transparency of her financial dealings. That's all I did, okay? And I think if you are 100% honest and truthful, then it shouldn't matter, right? I mean, I was expecting a DM into my inbox with her saying perhaps, hey, listen, maybe you could help me out with your company. Maybe you could help me out and find a way of me being able to be more open about the way I do things. But no, I got spoken to rather harshly yesterday, I believe. But yeah, I've got thick skin. I can take it. So last night I was DM'd by Phoenix Rain's daughter. So I don't quite remember her name, if I need to be honest with you. I really apologize for that reason, but I was DM'd by her and I spoke to her very briefly about the video. She didn't have a lot of nice things to say. I'm going to show you a few of the messages she sent, but first I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, share, click the bell notification, and please consider supporting the channel on our Patreon, link in the description. I'd also like to ask you to please follow the Oversight channel, the channel that is there to help you to invest on the African continent, both safely and securely. Link also in the description. So getting this DM was rather a surprise. All joking aside, there were a few serious aspects of these messages that I had to address, some of them which I have to take seriously. You are going to see for yourself. So the conversation started off like this.
James, let me be clear. I don't know what it is about my mother that gets your rocks off, but I highly suggest you leave her the F alone. Let's remember that the only reason you even know my mother exists is because I blasted Quasi's scamming ass. Why would you take that and choose to bully her? Pick at her. She is doing the work that y'all don't have the balls to step foot and do. And you have the nerve to slander her and lie on her name. You should be ashamed of yourself. As a black man, it's disgusting. What kind of man takes joy in bashing a woman doing nothing wrong? My mother has scammed no one, ever. I paid for her phone. Her family pays her expenses. We cover her needs. She works at a school for free. I've literally flown there with supplies donated by her followers. And instead of praising any of that, you slander her and place her out as bait for your troll-ass followers. That's pathetic. I'm asking you for the last time respectfully. Leave my mother alone. She ain't effing with nobody. You really are just effing with good people. And that's trash AF.
Like I said, not very nice. You know, she had a right to be angry. If someone started making thinly veiled accusations about my mother perhaps being fraudulent in her financial dealings, I wouldn't be happy either. But it's my job to do that. It's the reason I make these YouTube videos in the first place. I ask the questions that people don't want to ask. There aren't going to be very many Gambians who are being helped by Phoenix Rain who are going to want to see some transparency from her. They just want the help. I'm in a privileged position at this present moment to be able to ask these questions from anyone I want. It's the power of the media, right? You know, and I need to use that power for good, and that's what I'm trying to do in this instance. But Phoenix Rain's daughter didn't really see it in that way, so she carried on.
She must not give you anything. She doesn't owe you S. You want to know where the money is going? You want that due? Then donate. Otherwise, STFU. The only people that have the right to ask anything of her are those that support supported her, and they are all being more than satisfied. B. F you. How she intends to pay for a wedding? Who the F are you? Like I said, stop effing with my mother. Remember Kwesi got destroyed because he attempted to F with her? You don't have the right to demand S from her. B. I'm paying for the wedding. Now what?
You know, I think I was being rather tongue-in-cheek with the way I was speaking to her. I don't think I was being very respectful, if I need to be honest with you, until she showed me this message.
I'm really fed up with being constantly attacked. I'm tired. Enough is enough. I'll be leaving social media completely. Humans are truly garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. I'm tired. I'm having a wedding in my damned living room and making my own dresses, and this MFer still is trying to make something sinister just to get likes. I've just decided that nobody is allowed at our ceremony except my local family. Period. The virtual ceremony will be password protected. I'm tired. What kind of human being constantly maligns someone who is living their life and going to work? Maybe he'd like it if I just DYE. But guess what? I won't. But I'm seriously fed up with the attacks. I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I won't be sharing anything with anybody. People are just absolutely horrible.
Now that is a very serious message. I really got to take that into perspective because I am a person who is responsible. And if it comes to be that people are starting to feel down simply because of something which is my responsibility, then I need to take that responsibility and I need to do something about that. But this doesn't mean we need to ignore Phoenix Rain's responsibility. I think that what she did with being very cavalier and just going out and asking people for this amount of money without being very transparent about where she's planning to spend that money, I think that's very irresponsible, especially with the history of how she came to prominence in the first place. Remember, she worked with Kwesi Boyd and Art Cathy, and at the time there were a lot of questions about whether Phoenix Rain was actually culpable, whether she actually went into it knowing that there were things dodgy going on inside the Art Cathy and Kwesi Boyd camp. I mean, she dealt with the finances, for heaven's sakes, and even from the United States of America, even though she was going through these finances, she was still unable to see there and then that most of those numbers were all off. Should I have confidence in the numbers that she's going to give us? Can we have confidence in her? I'm not too sure about that. Regardless, I still need to be very careful with the way I word things. So the conversation continued.
You wanna effing talk? Interview me, cause I'm tired of y'all attacking her. That woman has literally not ate to help those effing kids. She won't even ask me for money without me pulling it out of her. And do y'all think she wants y'all's pennies for wedding she's having in her effing living room? F you. Well, she certainly has her mother's dirty little mouth.
So that's it. That's what we plan to do. We plan to go live a little later on this evening. Now, by the sound of things, it doesn't look like it's going to be a very pleasant conversation. I'm really hoping it doesn't go down that road. I'm hoping that she is open and transparent herself. I'm hoping that we can have some constructive dialogue and that we can leave the conversation with something tangible in hand where we can walk away and say, hey, we can trust. Oh my gosh, my daughter's just climbed up on that. You can't climb up on there, sweetheart, come on. Now, like I said before, I thought I was being very respectable in my video, and I've got to say this. I want her to succeed. I want Phoenix Rain to succeed where everybody else failed. I want her to rise out of the ashes like a phoenix. I really want her to do well in the Gambia, and I want her to be a positive influence on those kids. She already is. And I did make a demand for her to show some proof that she's going to have enough money to spend on a beautiful wedding. This is what I don't understand about the message she put. I think it was on Facebook. She actually says that it's going to be in some living room, but on the community post, it sounds as if it's going to be something a little more extravagant. So I think somehow she is trying to be a little bit manipulative when it comes to communicating to us how this money is going to be spent, or how much money she's planning to spend on her wedding. You don't get married every single day. We would all like to have an extravagant wedding with all of our family and friends over. This is why I'm hoping that she's not going to spend this money on airline tickets or, you know, or anything else like that for her family. Even though I think that, you know, if it is a one-off, if you have integrity, I think it should be okay for you to do whatever you need to do. You manage the money, you're putting your own resources in. She's started up this school, she's not getting paid for it. She's doing this out of the goodness of her own heart. So really, this one little stumbling block, I'm really hoping that she can take care of. So guys, what do you guys think about these Instagram inboxes? I was a little disappointed, but I'm hoping that we can come out of this later on this evening feeling positive, hoping that PHEONIX Rain won't feel the way she felt when she was writing this message. Hopefully, if she is being real about it. So guys, what do you think? Do you think that she's telling the truth? Do you think that PHEONIX Rain's daughter has a right to say the things that she's been saying to me on Instagram? Let me know in the comments section below. It would be really good to hear your opinion on this. So guys, that's all I've got time for today. I'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'd like to give an extra special thank you to my patrons, and I'll see you in the next one. Until the next time, please think twice to orbit. Oh no, I won't see you in the next one. I will see you later on this evening. The live is scheduled at 7 o'clock Central European Time. That's 6 o'clock GMT. That's 1 p.m. EST. So 1 p.m. EST. So come along and watch, and hopefully we'll have something nice to say. Ta-ra a bit.